imagine going into a dungeon. Okay, the typical dungeon experience is that you go into the dungeon and you say, well, we found these skeletons in this room, but right now our health is too low or whatever, so we're gonna skedaddle out of here and come back later. And so they come back next week and they're all rested and they just beat up the skeletons. Okay, but in a one-to-one time context, it's been typically it's been 7 days since
Yeah.
you last saw the skeletons. It's been something like, it's been several days. So you realize that you might go back there and the skeletons might not be there and the treasure that they're guarding might not be there either. And just
Yeah.
that realization is enough to say, okay, well, yeah, actually there's tons of stuff going on, like in the what I previously considered to be the dead space uh between sessions.
Right. You expect that treasure hoard to be, highlightable in your MMO. You can walk over
Yeah.
to it and it'll refresh every
Yeah,
10
you
minutes or
follow
whatever.
you follow the yellow paint.
Right. Yeah. This one-to-one time, this shift in thinking of like, well, if you leave for a week has passed.
Yes.
I'll admit it took me a while and I wrestled with it for a while. And it was such a fascinating thing to just realize that, okay, this changes. It kind of broke, at first it broke my brain a little bit. And then when I started to realize what this was doing, I started getting a lot more excited about the prospect. But it became also very hard to express in even my own games where I wanted to push this forward. Just like I wanted to play in this, I wanted to explore what this meant and kind of grapple with it. That
Yeah.
it's like, so wait, we have to leave the dungeon before time is up here at the table. It's like, well, yeah.
Yeah,
Are you going to just
that's one of the the downstream effects of these things, that you can't just say, well, all right, let's end the session in the dungeon. And now you have to, and now look in the player's handbook, the AD&D player's handbook. At the end, there's a little, I hardly ever see anybody talk about this section. It's called successful adventures.
mm,
And Gygax talks about the players, not the referee, the players getting together to plan like an outing of some kind, like, into a dungeon, for example, and how they're going to get in there and how they're going to get back, because they have to get back. It's like it's implicit they have to get back because time marches on. I mean, if time did not march on, then it wouldn't matter if they planned how to get back. They could just sort of, you could just sort of improvisatorily footstep your way through into the dungeon and then out over however many sessions you wanted to, if time didn't pass. But the fact that time is always passing, the fact that things are going on, means that you actually have to, you have to actually approach the dungeon like an effective team trying to actually accomplish something.